So, what does it actually take to become enlightened? Today, we're going to follow a young pilgrim named Sudhana on his quest for that very answer. It's a journey not across land, but deep into the heart of one of the biggest spiritual questions you can ask.
Okay, so here's the scene. Our guy, Sudhana, arrives at Lumbini Park, the birthplace of the Buddha, no less. He finds this incredibly wise deity sitting on a jeweled lotus throne, and he lays this question on her. And you can tell, he's not looking for a shortcut. He wants the real deal. How does a person go from being, well, just a person, to a beacon of wisdom for the entire world? It's a huge question, and it kicks off this incredible journey for him and for us.
Now, the deity's answer? It isn't some simple checklist. Nope. It's a grand blueprint for total spiritual transformation. The text calls them the 10 Shoshengzang. And you can think of these as 10 wombs of rebirth, or maybe, 10 great treasures. They're basically the essential ingredients you need for an enlightened being to be born. That phrase, womb of rebirth, is absolutely key. We're not talking about a literal physical birth here. It's this powerful metaphor for a complete spiritual do-over. It's all about cultivating qualities like compassion and wisdom so deeply that you are, in a very real sense, reborn into a completely new state of being. So the text lists out all 10 of these treasures, and man, they cover everything from vowing to serve others to understanding the true nature of reality. But to really get the flow, you can see them as a three-stage journey. It all starts with a powerful intention. That's your aspiration and vows. That then fuels the second stage, dedicated, diligent practice. And all of that hard work ultimately culminates in the third stage, this profound wisdom, this ultimate realization.
In that first step, it's the foundation for literally everything else. The very first treasures are all about making a huge vow. It's a commitment to honor the enlightened ones who walked this path before you. But even more importantly, it's a compassionate vow to help all beings, no exceptions, find freedom. Without that selfless motivation, the rest of the path is kind of meaningless.
But the deity knows a blueprint isn't quite enough. To make Sudhana truly understand, she shows him. She shares this personal memory of a spiritual birth so powerful it actually reshaped reality itself. And this is where the story goes from profound to just cosmic. So she tells Sudhana that she was there. She was present at the birth of Prince Siddhartha, the man who would become the Buddha. But the event she describes, it's not just a moment in history. It is a cosmic spectacle. It's a physical demonstration of what happens when a being totally perfects those 10 treasures. She's not just telling him the principles, she's showing him the mind-blowing result. And this was no ordinary birth. Oh no, the text describes this cascade of over 30 distinct miracles. The ground itself became perfectly flat, paved with diamond. Jeweled trees sprouted out of nowhere, incredible scents filled the air, and celestial beings from every realm you can imagine gathered in the sky, all just to witness this one moment.
The miracles weren't just external either. From every single pore of his mother's skin, visions of the Buddha's past lives just appeared. Every single act of generosity, every moment of patience, every deed of service he ever performed. Her body literally became a living canvas, displaying his entire journey of compassion.
And it wasn't just his past. The deity saw the entire cosmos, every star, every galaxy, what the text calls the 3,000-fold universe, all of it reflected inside his mother's womb. It's this brilliant illustration of a core idea in the sutra, that the tiny, the microcosm, contains the vast, the macrocosm. One single being can contain all of existence. Then, at the final moment of birth, this massive, gorgeous lotus made of every jewel you can conceive of just rose up from the ground to receive the newborn child. It was as if nature itself was creating a throne, recognizing the arrival of this extraordinary being. And then, after describing all of this unbelievable stuff, the deity reveals the true, mind-bending scale of what she saw. See, this birth wasn't just happening there, in that one park. She could see it happening at the exact same time in every single atom of the universe. In her words, I see it in every single dust mote, boundless oceans of worlds, and in all of these, a Buddha is demonstrating the miracle of birth.
Wow. So what does this all mean? Sudhana asked how, and he was given the 10 treasures as a blueprint, and then this incredible vision as the proof. So what's the final connection between the path and the proof?
Here it is. This is the big takeaway. That spectacular vision of the Buddha's birth isn't just some fantasy story. It's the tangible result of mastering the blueprint. When a being perfects those 10 principles of compassion and wisdom, their very presence transforms reality. The path is the proof, and that was the deity's profound answer to Sadhana's question.
But then comes the twist. Just as Sudhana has received this world-altering answer, the deity tells him, okay, our time is up. She says, I have shown you my understanding, now go to the city of Kapilavastu and find your next teacher, a woman named Gopa. Ask her. The answer isn't the end of the quest, it's just the ticket to the next stage of the journey.
The ultimate wisdom here seems to be that the quest for real understanding, it never really ends. Which kind of leaves us with one final thought. If this were your journey, and you could ask anything, what would you ask next?